compressing your feeding window for 18 hours a day, it really depends on your body fat percentage. That's what it comes down to. Keith and anyone else listening, if you have a body fat percentage over 25% if you're a male or 30% if you're a female, probably does make sense because you can get into an extreme calorie deficit, which has long-term benefits potentially. But I would prioritize muscle and resistance training as opposed to chronically compressing your feeding window. But if you're doing 2 meals a day, you can probably still get sufficient protein in those meals. There's a question here from Zarina. So is 16 hours fasting bad? I don't think so. So that's what I would suggest there. And again, for those of you just tuning in, let's quickly review the study that we're talking about today. And again, incredibly fascinating stuff here. I don't think this gets enough airtime. The fact that exercise can make fasting easier and more effective. And what we have been reviewing up to now is this idea of these autophagy initiation proteins. And I'll just quickly go up like this. And in these black bars here, these are trained athletes after just 12 hours of fasting. And this white bar or gray bar here is untrained individuals. So you can see that in just 24 hours, you see more increases in autophagy initiation proteins after fasting in trained subjects compared to sedentary controls. And so essentially what this means is that exercise is a great way to make fasting more effective and easier. So if you struggle with fasting and getting the health benefits of increased, supporting longevity, associated pathways, autophagy, and things like that, reductions in body fat percentage, improvements in metabolic health and blood sugar health, then you might want to, prioritize exercise and make sure you're walking at least 10 to 12,000 steps per day, going to the gym 3 to 4 days per week, and do full body compound movements. These are great ways to help support metabolic health. And of course, also increase these longevity associated pathways. And so I just think this is incredibly fascinating. Thank you all for telling me the echo's gone. I very much apologize for the echo and things like that. Joey Williams is a 38-year-old female. Her LDL cholesterol is 41. Should I be trying to get that up? My HDL is 86 and triglycerides are 55. Joey, that's a really low LDL. Are you vegan or vegetarian? I'd be very curious to know. Are you taking any medications to lower your LDL cholesterol? That's another thing that I would like to know. Please let us know in the comment section below. Okay. What else do we have? What other questions? Great questions. Yeah, LDL of 41 is really quite low. If you're interested in optimizing and supporting longevity, Joy, I might suggest that you just eat a diet, not necessarily attempting to increase your LDL cholesterol, but LDL cholesterol of just 41 is really quite low. I'd be curious to see what your albumin is and other ominous markers. And maybe you just genetically have a very low LDL cholesterol. Sounds like your HDL is quite high. So that's really quite interesting. Okay. Joy eats red meat 3 times a week, lots of eggs and chicken. Interesting. So maybe just a very high protein, low fat, low carb diet. Interesting. Friends, outside of the echo, has this been helpful? Please let me know by hitting that comment, that like button. Sorry, last night I slept without my mouth tape, and I'm struggling today for some reason. Okay. Not in potato quality says intermittent fasting. What else helps with shrinking kidney cysts? This is a good question that I don't really know the answer to. I do know that liquid phosphorus can help depending upon the cyst and the crystal where it's located. That might be helpful. But that's a question I don't really know. I would work with a healthcare practitioner. Great question. All right. Eddie says, Mike, what do you think of AI apps that support health? Like Wellatory? It's really cool. What do you think? I don't know about this app called Wellatory. I'd like to check this out though. Maybe I should look into that. Okay, Daniel says, is it okay to consume palm oil? Chris Jones, I'm going to get to your question on DHA. So palm oil, I really have no problem with it inherently. I think coconut oil is probably a little bit more sustainable. A lot of the palm oil is derived from Indonesia, and they have to do slash and burn in the forest and the orangutans. It's a fit in their habitat. So I would do coconut oil. That's what I would suggest. But do I think the saturated fat in palm oil is bad? Okay. Kidney cysts like polycystic kidney disease. Yeah. You know, I would just go back to the basics of supporting metabolic health. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, polycystic kidney disease. You know, we do see insulin resistance as part of that pathophysiology. So I would support metabolic health with fasting, with exercise, with low carb diets, compressing feeding windows, etc. Okay, Chris Jones says DHA for adrenal fatigue, mid-50s female.